Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? Hungry? I know I'm taking the stage at a time when we had such melodious presentations. And it's also time for lunch. We had some excellent, insightful sessions. Dr. Ganesh, I'm your fan. You brought in the right kind of information download to the students who are doing molecular biology, or I don't know, so I heard BScs of so many types today. When I did my BSc, it was either physics, chemistry, mathematics, or biology, and zoology and chemistry. So, children, this is the first time I am going to speak where I feel my words may add value to your academic pursuit, because the journey through cancer definitely is a combination of your head, your heart, your emotions, and how we can help as far as possible to see a comprehensive medical approach is taken to treatment of cancer rather than just a conventional approach, go get treated and come back. And we have amazing people from the support group. Alpha herself is an inspiration. And the more I work with Kanchan and Amrinda, of course, there is a professional relationship being leading Oracle India CSR. We have a professional relationship with the Indian Cancer Society, and we know that everything that we put in, you know, to Indian Cancer Society is doing its best to create mass awareness. Thank you for having me here, and thank you to the Jain School of Allied Sciences, Healthcare. I am actually honored because when we go out as volunteers, we are of the opinion we are doing good to others, but we are sadly mistaken. No one does or helps someone without helping themselves first. That is the mantra of life. And I know every time I take stage, I have benefited so much. I'm going back more energized that the journey I started, of possibilities. It's an experience sharing with you, friends. I am a survivor of 10 years. I celebrate my 10th year of survivorship, and probably this acts as a testament of hope to many. There are so many things I could relate with when Dr. Ganesh was speaking. So let me begin. Why I'm telling you this part of the journey, because I heard there are psychologists, students pursuing psychology in the room. I hope that this is of help. Let me put my years of life ahead of you. And I'm very proud to be a person who can speak or demonstrates what is called as cultural diversity and national integration. The first thing I must tell you, friends, I was born in a Sikh family and I married a Malayali. Yeah. And I'm a daughter-in-law of Kerala. You can count back from 1982 December. And I feel I am a proud mother, and my children call themselves Maljabis. It's a combination of Malayalam and Punjabi. So it's like being born in a Sikh family and my father coming from Pakistan. Why I'm telling you this is he was a self-made man, and I saw my mother and father extremely disciplined in their life as they built their life. If I have to say, uh, I was in probably my next slide will say, I was in a home where all comforts were there. एक ही चीज बोली जाती थी, बच्चे पढ़ो पढ़ो अच्छे से पढ़ो, बेस्ट कॉलेजेस में जाओ, अचीव दिस. So we were in a home of everything that was provided. So whenever I thank my mom for something today, many years after, she tells me I didn't do anything. I only did what every parent does. But I said, Mom, you don't realize what you gave me. Life skills. Education is given to everybody, but life skills to manage your life, because we are all lovers of life. Life is so beautiful, but we do not know. Life is most unpredictable, and a cancer diagnosis is the best testament to the fact that a train which is moving on track, like a doctor said, it can go runaway track, or the person who's steering that train is so less informed that when there is a signal that something is going wrong with you, doesn't have enough information to take timely decisions. And literacy and education, as those three film stars' diagnosis at an early age shows, there's no correlation. Today, I was an educated woman, but went to doctor late. So what happened is, let me scan through my years to get mantras, because when you reflect back on life, you learn so many things. Your life is the product of the choices you make and the decisions you take in life, children. Today, I am a senior citizen, superannuated according to the government of India and also according to the multinationals, but continue to work for Oracle India, accepting an extension after my retirement. So you know my age, which means what doctor said, about telomeres and everything, I can say, let your body age, but let your mind remain young. To us as women, we find when our children have grown big, that's the time we have more time and passion to give back to society. But that time the government tells you, आपके 60 साल हो गए हैं, आप retire हो जाइए. But that's the real time. So I always tell, I want to continue to serve till I am healthy. That's how what happened in 50s? 50s, when I was in my 53rd year, I was diagnosed with cancer. 10 years survivorship. So 2013. This month, October 2013, I finished my treatment at it's now called as the BGS Glengale's Hospital in Kengeri, earlier the BGS Global Hospitals. And it is only in the decade of the 50s I started taking my health seriously. Otherwise, I felt I had the spirit of the winds and the energy of the birds to soar. I can do everything, and I realized a superwoman concept is good in books, but sometimes it's not practical. As a woman, the statistics say, as doctor was telling, more and more women are coming. 2/3 of the working hours are spent by women contributing to only, or they are paid only by 10% of their work to the economy. We do a lot of unpaid, unknown services to families, everyone, no one realizing that how important is a woman and a mother's and other persons, every woman's role in society. So I started taking my life very seriously. What was I doing then before that? Oh, you see, if I start from the first year of my first decade, I was brought up in a provided childhood. Very inspirational parents taught me resilience in life, discipline. I was a good student at school, studied in the best educational institutions. Mama taught me everything. That's what I tell her, life skills. She took me to the kitchen. She said, all these things will help you in later life. Today I find most of the time Swiggies and Zomatos are bringing food home. Young girls, young children feel if they go out to study, or an IT person feels they cannot go, they go out to work. How can I cook? You need not cook every day, but you need to have a skill to rise to the nutritional requirements of your home. I did all that, and then came the years where was one decision making about choosing someone out of my community and falling in love with that person. Now, do I stick to that or I go into a more comforted arrangement provided by my parents? But idealistic as you are, you feel love can win everything. It worked well for me, may not work well for everyone. Today, relationships are very short lived. I've been in a happy marriage, and since it was a boycott from the family, that how could a Sardarni marry a Punjabi? I needed to add to the financial stability of the home. So took up a job to take responsibilities of my husband's larger family back at Kerala, and then started balancing motherhood, future career, and I was very aspirational. So 30s, 40s went ahead with lots of work. I was recognized in 40s, became a textbook writer with the NCRT, did a lot of events for Kalamji's International Chemistry Day, was part of so many things at the national level. At a Kendriya Vidyalaya teacher, if you say, how did you come to Oracle? You are a teacher, and what took you to Oracle? So, it was in the 2000s, 2001, 4, 3, Intel, Microsoft, Oracle brought technology to teachers. And I took that job also very seriously, and they liked the work I did with my students. So when Oracle Education Foundation opened up their I can say action or activities in India, as a school teacher, I was offered a job. Can you join the Oracle Education Foundation? The transition was big from a government job to a corporate job, but wonderful. I would read teachers. I was looking after JPAC. So I took everything very seriously, trying to give the best. Then I would say I was in the fast lane. There was no time for self-care. So this is something I want to tell everyone, that as women especially, as I mentioned, good to take up responsibilities, but see what can happen. But then, there's an ikigai which says, which I think will help all of you students, all of you should do something you love, do something you are good at, do something the world needs, and do something which can get you money also. And I think I got into the CSR space. Yeah. So I cannot be a happier professional than an opportunity to give back all my learnings and experience. And today, I look at life so differently, from the lens of gratitude and thankfulness. And it's a new perspective, and there will be intrusive thoughts, troubling thoughts, 10 years of survivorship. When are my results going to be different in my annual tests? Yeah, we all have intrusive and troubled thoughts, but being engaged. So for me, I felt my life got more meaningful after a cancer diagnosis. So it is said, that's why I tell my mama when she says, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, I said, मम्मा आपने बहुत कुछ किया जो आपको मैं समझा नहीं सकती हूँ. I took the troughs and challenges of life. Yeah, so what did I do? I said I was aspirational. My children are big. I wanted to build a career capital. I wanted to help an extending hand and also plan for healthy living. And this is my Cancer KM team. Why am I showing you this? So that you know the emotional journey. I'm standing with the team of doctors, a surgical oncologist, a radiation oncologist, the medical oncologist, he's not there, but someone supporting. This was the day of last radiation, October 2013, 10th October. I took this under the radiation thing, and when I shared with my friends, you know what they told me? तुम तो ऐसे picture भेज रही हो जैसे तुम sightseeing में गई थी. Yeah, but nobody will take under that. But everybody said, oh, your treatment is over, you are done, you could withstand chemotherapy. I was diagnosed in stage 3A. As I said, literacy and timely decision making. And you all presented such beautiful songs today. I couldn't find out which are the new songs, which films, because we keep so busy. That time it showed how busy I am. Otherwise, I never missed Rajesh Khanna's movies, whether it was Aradhana or Anand or Kati Patang. And Anand movie comes to my mind at every cancer talk. The picture that is presented by social media is very negative about cancer. So as we are creating awareness, I think we need to create hope, advancements of research and science, and individual responsibility for cancer care. That needs to be promoted in community awareness. So when doctor said, you're over, somebody asked me, how are you feeling? Instead of telling, I was happy, but I was scared. Because the cancer care teams, they form your inner circle. 6 months. March 1st, 2013 was my surgery. 10th October 2013, I finished. I had a surgery. I had 8 chemotherapies. I had 33 radiations. So when everything was over, I celebrated with the nurses, the doctors, everyone. But I certainly needed help, friends. The biggest factor was I had lost all my hair, and my social health, I can say, was not good. I avoided public during my treatment. And the body image, so as researchers, I know there is something like cold caps that have come to prevent hair loss, but if you can give great doctors like Dr. Ganesh some medicines which will prevent hair loss, I think the journey of a cancer patient, is little easier, because especially in our country, people stare at you. So I want to tell you one thing. Never intrude into the privacy of a cancer patient. They are going through a lot of struggle. We actually, while taking the lift and going for my treatment and come back, I used to run, because I didn't want anyone to see me as I was, because you don't even have an eyelash or an eyebrow left when you are going through treatment. So I was in the poorest social health. That was October 2013. Then what happened? Just within a month's time, my student sent me an invitation that come and, I was a science teacher, come and be a judge at an international Intel contest happening at Bangalore. You were my science teacher. I asked my doctors, what should I do? They said, Kamal, you go. I said, I don't have hair. I can't go. What will I do? I feel so conscious, though after chemotherapy some hair started. This is one of the shots taken when I was at a site. I had no hair, and I felt the biggest problem I had was I needed emotional support at that time. And gladly I took that offer. I went. People who saw me earlier, they said, why did you change your hairstyle? I just walked, I smiled. There was no time for me to say that. I just finished my cancer treatment and I'm here. During the cancer treatment, it's an important phase. This is the message you need to give people who tell you they are going through cancer. Do we have a self-worth? Can we get up and do our daily routines? Or are we dependent on someone else? And it's such a long treatment. Your husband, your children, everybody has work. How do you establish your self-worth? So, decisions. Should I continue to work during cancer treatment? I was happy that my manager saved me literally, and I feel workplaces should include this in their laws. Don't ever think that a cancer patient is not worthy of contributing to their work. It's a short period of time. They will bounce back. When I sent a long mail copy to my manager in Singapore, he wrote back to the HR, let us take it day by day, we will see Kamal, he said, because I was managing an important program in India at the national level. So he said, I used to travel a lot. He said, you work from home, your travel will be taken care. And I think that was the savior for me. When you start engaging and don't move away drastically from your normal life, the preoccupation with self pity, you know, or your future will be less. You will start taking up challenges. So that was one good decision. Of course, tumor biology varies, but today cancer is better treated than 10 years back. If someone asks you that I need to leave my job, quitting job is the easiest. Yeah. And I'll tell you, the mantra of life is never give up at a time when everybody else has given up hope with you. It's only you who are the best self motivator. Then I was left with my fourth semester MBA exam in May. My treatment started in March. And when I asked my doctors, can I go and do my 6 papers? They asked me, would you be able to do, because this is my left hand of, the surgery, the lumpectomy and the lymph node is removed. Will you, and I was taking chemo with my right hand. I didn't go for a chemo port. I said, yeah, let me try. The people at the exam center thought I was crazy. Was this woman in need of money that she is coming? And that also at a time when she is fighting cancer. At the exam center, I told them only one thing, give me something in the corner. I may need to go to the washroom often because the chemotherapy upsets your thing. And friends, I did it. I did my MBA and I got my degree and presented it. And one message my doctor told me throughout, don't cut short, because I looked at that calendar. I've kept that calendar and I marked 10th October as a day of independence of 2013. Then she said, don't get sick in between. There are chances you can develop infection, eating food outside, or going in too much public places when your immunity is less. So I ensured I kept my treatment in. I became like a primary school student, full trust on my treating team, rather than feeling, oh, this one is not telling me right, or this one is, frightening me. Complete trust in the doctors, who were treating me. And I said, a head full of dreams, a head full of fears has no place for dreams. But after your treatment, it's repair time of the mind. Oh, I tell you, mind is a monkey. It can wander, it can jump, it can force you start living your life in the mind rather than living reality. So first thing I needed to do was to take care of all this. There were moments, even my family would not feel, why is she going acting so depressed? Her treatment is over. But I did wish, why I'm sharing is, don't become judgmental if the cancer patient is in your home. Because with so many medicines we take, we go through a lot of mood swings. So we would like some time of silence, some time to recover. We don't want to be constantly judged. We are fighting a big stress of recurrence because the year you are out, every 3 months you have to go for follow-up. After that, 2 years, every 6 months. After 5 years, every year. So you ask us, if you're taking exams, we are taking life's biggest exam. When we go for our checks, not knowing today I stand on the stage to address what is my next annual test. Now, we feel, doctor said that there is a lot of money that goes in. He's so true. How much ever subsidized the government gives, there's a continued financial dependence. You have to go for imaging. If you're hormone positive, you have to take medicines all your life. And these tablets don't come easy. 10 tablets cost you 700 rupees or 800 rupees and you have to take it all your life. Then we'll see someone is doing better in cancer. I am not doing so well. Another thing, don't compare cancer. Biology is different, tumors. Somebody may have 4 chemos, somebody may have 8 chemos. So we need not tell them that, oh, my friend had so much, why yours is less. Doctors, leave it to the doctors. Body image. People will start telling you, जब मैंने तुम्हें 20 साल पहले देखा कमल तुम कितनी अच्छी थी अभी तुम्हें क्या हो गया है oh how do you answer such questions if you are aging I am aging and I am aging with a problem that hit me you don't know what to do with your near bald head at least there are much better people are managing it I didn't have any help to answer and many friends don't call you at that time after 5 years hey Kamal I heard you had this I said yes I didn't call you I thought you'll feel bad but I wonder why that was the time we needed you and if someone asked me you know there's such a big stigma friends attached to cancer that people don't want to tell at workplaces to families that somebody is going through cancer because my mama also told me at one time बेटा सबको बताने का ज़रूरत नहीं है सर मम्मा अगर कोई मुझे फ़ोन करके पूछेगा तो मैं तो छुपाने वाली नहीं हूँ I will speak out to them. So there's a lot that goes in the mental processing. It's not so simple as going and getting your shot of chemo or your drip of chemo and coming back. No one to answer your questions. I was not in emotional support group. If you look at the doctor standing on the other side, she is Dr. Matangi, a radiation oncologist. One day when I went to the hospital, she said, I am not taking you for radiation today. You have it was 23rd September or what, you have to come with me to the chemotherapy ward. I said, why is she telling me that? And that was the first time the power of counseling, the power of emotional connect. There was a scientist from ISRO. I went into the chemotherapy ward while entering in near husband, son, husband weeping, son with head down, and they said, we can't manage her. She is irritated with us. She feels, that she's not in the right place. So doctor said, go and talk to her. I said, okay. I went and I told her, I am so and so. I'm treated by this doctor. Doctor is looking after you. We spoke. She asked me a lot of questions. Does this happen to you? Did you also lose your hair? Do you also get a running stomach? Do you have ulcers in your mouth? I said, everything happened. You will also. So that was the time we decided a need of a support group. And with both my doctors, Dr. Matangi, who continues to be in Global Hospital, Dr. Jayanti, who is in Apollo Hospital, Benargata, we formed the first support group for their patients. And the basic idea was to remove the stigma. 2013, minus the COVID years, I have took on to the stage with my doctors to compare a cancer awareness event. This 29th of October, we are doing a sari run for Apollo Hospital, Benargata, and we invite all of you to join us for the cause. So this is, some of, and that's my daughter, because you require a lot of help and support from your family. There came a time the BGS hospital asked me, can you be a part of our hope campaign? I went up and these were put everywhere. And the kind of negative remarks I got for this, I'll never forget. Somebody thought I was selling my cancer. I told them I didn't receive a single rupee for it. I stood as something called as hope for the community, that there is treatment, go and take it, and you'll find, medically, you'll find, doctors very rarely use the word curable. Yeah, they use the word remission. You are in a state of remission. So I heard three important things: awareness campaigns, preventable; you go on time, treatable; very seldom curable, but you are in a state of remission, and it needs, constant follow up as per the doctor's, protocol. So I took this because I felt, if you want to help an extending hand to someone, help them at the right time. So, as I said, this happened with me, and ever since I have spoken on public platforms, I have informed my company, everybody knows I am a cancer survivor. I don't hide, because nobody should say we didn't know your medical history when we take you there. And then, persistence. As I said, we can be distracted. So that's why when I talk to Amrinder often, this was the event that's in the Limca's Book of World Records. Maximum number of women were taught breast self-examination, and from my company with those red t-shirts, we were nearly 500 volunteers who went at 6 a.m. in the morning to Kantirva Stadium. The previous night, cubicles were made, nurses were trained, women were taught how to do self-breast examination, and we created that record. Well, we don't know, nobody knows us, but we did it. Yeah. And then, they say activity is the best antidote to despair. And every year, if you do the same activity, I felt fresh activity is needed. During COVID, we couldn't meet. What we did, we drew so many cards, cheer cards. And we were scared, if I send it, say, to one office, it will lie on the table. So we identified oncologists in various cities. We sent the cards to them. Hey, doctor, when somebody comes to your clinic and you're writing the protocol of treatment, date of next visit, please put this cheer card in their file. It will show that, there is someone who is far away. And this was displayed. Dr. Ramesh Sareen is from Apollo in Noida. We are making today, as I'm talking to you, Karunashray people are at my office in OTH, and my friends are crafting cards of a different kind, because for them it's the end of life and their caregivers. Yeah. So let us see. We did everything. Last year we got crazy. I remember asking ICS, give us more and more posters. Everybody in my locality at Jayanagar, especially women spots, tailor shop. Amma, will you put this poster on self-breast examination? That's the time a woman comes and sits peacefully to get her eyebrows and facial. She may look at the self-breast examination. A tailor's shop. Some people turned us away. Some people welcomed us. But that journey is still on. Wherever we go, we hand over pamphlets as volunteers. People like ISRO invited us last year, and we spoke at ISRO headquarters. We told them. So, we started raising the pitch of activities. I started writing for the Hindu newspaper. I started opening up conversations. Any doctor, for me, doesn't matter. If any oncologist calls me, we are doing a campaign, you want to support us? I say, yes, I am there with you. Tell me what I can do. Then I told you I wanted to build my career capital. I didn't take off, children. Timing of treatment, I used to go every Friday for my chemotherapy. Use Saturday and Sunday when the impact is more. It comes after 48 hours immediately, so that I'm working. Then I started to I needed to start my offshore travel. I went, and it is here. This picture is in Sri Lanka, and that's in Malaysia. In Sri Lanka, the organizers told me, "Ma'am, आपका नया hairstyle अच्छा नहीं है." So I just smiled, because it was the growing hair. So I realized, after hearing these comments, there are some word choices which may help all of us. I also didn't know earlier. How can I help is generally we tell everybody. Can we try this, friends? When can I come over? I'll bring you something you like to eat. I'll take you for a chemotherapy session. Can we offer help rather than saying, when can I come? You know, somebody is telling me their story. If you don't know what to answer, don't ever say, it is your karma, it is your destiny. What can you do? After hearing them, listening, talking, touching, just tell them, I am with you in this tough times, rather than telling them it's your karma, please. Yeah? It's a better language. And you know, everybody who gets cancer wants to be positive. But the tumor biology doesn't show the results sometimes. Instead of saying, you are a conqueror, be strong, be positive, already the poor person is burdened fighting the disease. You are emotionally burdening them. It is better you tell them, I am here to help you feel strong. You know, I have a friend of mine. Every alternate days we connect. She actually introduced me on the stage in Apollo last year, and she got a recurrence of cancer, and she's fighting that cancer. So morning she'll say, Kamal, I have to go for a PET scan. Last week I didn't know what to tell her. So I just texted her, God is with you, because I didn't have an answer. Sometimes it's very complicated. How? Because we are not supposed to give any false hope. And again, you will be a winner. That's a false hope sometimes. Just say, give it your best shot. You do everything possible. Let that winner conclusion come from that. Friends, I was so ill-equipped to handle support groups. And that was the time I took a palliative course from the Stanford University. Online course in counseling. Also went to Karnashraya. And then I realized that if I have to serve in cancer community, I need to be better informed, better skilled. Not to, you know, there's a thin line between what a doctor says and what a support group says. Don't, as support group members, we can't medically take over. We can only help them fight their difficult time, their ups and downs of emotions, rather than assigning, I did this, so you also do this. And then to survive, to be active, I went on to I started taking treadmill courses. I wanted to give back something to my father who left Pakistan and came. So I became a trained citizen historian, recorded his history, and I thought I had disappointed him in my decision of marriage. He came back to me at the time of cancer diagnosis. He was a strong person. He said adoption in the family between two different communities was difficult. So I spent my time to see how I could honor my father and his journey. I became an inclusion champ. I started presenting. Why I'm showing you all this is important for us to learn, as keep learning for survivorship if you need. Be socially connected, be positive. I never used to run, and today I run marathons of 5 to 6 to 7 kilometers. I used to be so these days, like, you know, a few days back, I was diagnosed with a bunion toe. And the first thing I told the doctor and asked her, oh, there is a run going on this month, I'll be so slow. And Amrinda said, yes, you be slow, wait for your recovery. I said, fine. But I became a fitness enthusiast. I started writing. I got recognized with a PhD by the university, the Radhakrishna University, for my action research, gave me a doctorate degree. Things started coming as motivation to me. And I realized there is some things which I didn't do in my earlier life. I put my mother and father and my family here because I never told my mother, Mom, you need time to rest. We all have a mother's image of getting up, giving us morning breakfast, giving lunch to father, sending him. My mother is a very accomplished woman, but her career took a second, I can say, second step for things, because that was traditional thinking. This I tell her now, Mama, you need your me time. Mama, you need time to rest. So, all of you young children, you can ask me, what can I do? Go back to your parents, your families. Let not one person of the family take all the stressors of life, because the university of life comes with hard knocks. And success needs to be redefined at every stage. That's why the small achievements I had after 2014 mean much to me. So, this is actually, I must say, a thank you to everybody who was a part of my journey. And you cannot be grateful to God for everything. Thank you very much.